Hello guys, my name is Armin. In today's episode, Learning SketchUp, we want to take a look at circles and polygons. And the reason that I picked those two for you guys to go over it, because you can get the perimeter, you can get the area, especially when you creating a complex geometry like a piping and everything, and you want to model all of those for your logistics, or you actually modeling in SketchUp, you'll be able to get the quantity and the takeoff off of those. So you can get the area, you can get the actual circumference or perimeter of them. We can do it for the circle, we can do it for the polygon. You can change the side of the polygon, turn them into like a five-sided, 8, 7, it just kind of depends. I want to give you some tips and tricks on how to use them and what's the difference between those two. And I think you'll be able to kind of see a little bit more value when you kind of looking at the circle, how you can get the best of the circle and then polygon. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and please share it with your friend. Thank you for watching. Let's jump into SketchUp.
In today's episode, Learning SketchUp, I want to take a look at two tools that are really important and kind of give you a lot of stuff when you're drawing in SketchUp, especially if you want to take the quantity of your geometry or your model, whatever you created for the pipe specifically. You can use, let's say, circle. So let's just start with the circle and then we can go over the polygon as well. But I want to first start with the circle. So you can basically find it on your large toolbar, or if you want to basically go to draw, it has line, arcs, and all of those right here, right? You can go to shapes and then you can see your circle, which is going to be see the shortcut or polygon. Or if you just have this, you can kind of click it on the large tool set. They're going to be shown over here. If you don't have the large tool set, you can basically click on this one, because sometimes it's going to be on a rectangle, and then circle and polygon and on the same thing. And then all the time you can right click on the tool on top and basically you select your large toolbar. So let's just start with the actual circle. So when I click on the circle, it's just a few things can happen, right? I want you to kind of pay attention to these but right here. So this one shows the sides, and I'm going to tell you what it is. And then also you can use Control plus and Control minus to add the number or kind of deduct the segments or sides, right? If you basically, before I click, like I haven't clicked anything, if I want to put, let's say 24, you can see the side is going to be 24, and you can see a little bit like it changes right here. Just pay attention to the actual line. Let's say if I want to go to 30, right? I just type 30, and right now you can see it says 30 sides. It means my actual circle has 30 segments. So I'm going to click here. As soon as I click here, I can move my actual a pencil, or right here I can add an actual radius. So I click right here. I'm gonna type, let's say 10 feet, and it's gonna draw a circle for me with a 10 feet radius. So you guys remember we kind of talked about, let me just go out of this. We talked about the segment and sides, which is going to be all of these lines all around it. So when you draw it, basically, you need to have these segments. So if you have more segments or more sides, your circle is going to be smoother. But in terms of the model is going to be more heavier, because it's going to add more geometry to the model. So what I would recommend, just stick to like 20 to 24, and that's going to be perfect for you. So if you're going to go higher and higher and higher, it's going to make that geometry that you're going to build. Let's say if you're going to build a pipe, or after this, you're going to use like a push-pull tool or follow me or something to create some pipes. That's going to increase the size of that file and geometry and going to make it heavier. So when you basically right here, you have two faces. You have the actual surface and you have your actual circumference or the perimeter or the outside of it, right? So the quantity is what I was kind of telling you right here. When you click on it, it's going to open up the entity info. The first thing is going to tell you the radius that we put over there, 10 inches. If you want to put the segments, 30. So if I want to go lower, I can kind of click on it and say, let's say 20, and you can see how the segments are basically changed. The other thing is you can adjust the actual radius of it. You can adjust the circumference of that actual circle that you have. So right here, if I select the outside, it's going to give me the perimeter or circumference of it. If I click inside, it's going to give me the area for it, which is going to be, I think, pi times radius squared, right? So this is going to be the area if you click inside it. If you click outside, then it's going to give you the circumference and all the stuff that you have. And also on the bottom, you can see it says, you can hold shift or control plus or minus is going to add these areas. So if let's say, let's just select this. So you can see when I hit control and um, basically shift. So if I hit control, you can see that plus kind of gets added, and then means I can add more like object. If I do shift, you can see it's like a plus and minus over here. So let's say, let me just kind of select the whole thing right here. So when I select the whole thing, those two goes away because the SketchUp doesn't recognize which one you want. You want a perimeter or basically you want the area, right? And one thing people make mistakes when you draw it, they kind of delete this inside. So if you delete it, there is nothing else for you to select. So you're not getting that surface. So just make sure you do not delete inside if creating an object for your model. So let me just go back. So right now, if I want to get rid of the inside, let's say I have this, I have the actual circle. So before I start, you see the control at the bottom, so I can add sides. You can see the number is changing, going up, so and kind of going down. So I'm holding control plus and minus, basically changing all of this for me. Okay, so let's stick to 20. And then I want to do another one, let's say like this, right? And right now, I want you to kind of see the change here, right? So I want to go back. So right now you have one circle with a different, you can have another circle with a different area. The circumferences are different. And then right here, if you want to create something, you can, let's say, get rid of this one. You can select this. You can use your push pull tool or whatnot to kind of, create a cylinder or whatever you want. But I just want to make sure you are aware of how this stuff is gonna work. If you get rid of this inside, like you cannot bring it back, it's not gonna give you anything, but it's gonna give you the actual area right here, right? And right here, basically, you can kind of grab the area for every side that I click on, and basically give me all of those items. So basically, this is all about the circle. I just want to make sure you are aware that you can get your circumference, you can get your actual area. You can delete it. If you click on the line, it's going to give you some info. If you click inside, it's going to give you different info in terms of the area versus perimeter of that circle. So let's just go and take a look at Polygon. So when I click on the polygon, same thing over here, start with the six side, so it means it's a hexagon. I can just type 5 right here and enter. You can see it's kind of turning into like a 5. So let me just zoom in. If I put 8, you see it's going to change. It's going to be 8 side. And also same thing here. I can control plus is going to go up, control minus is going to bring all the sides down, right? So I want to stick to, let's say, hexagon or 6. So if I click right here, you can see basically as soon as I click on it, it's going to tell me, okay, what is the radius? And also you have two options, right? So you have a circle around that hexagon is going to be outside or inside, which is going to be inscribed or circumscribed. So it means that basically you're giving the radius. Let me just explain a little bit better. So if you doing the radius for the inscribe right here, it means this one goes from here measurement to the inside of this circle that we have around, right? So if you do it from here to comes around like if I change it here to a different, let me just do another one right here so you guys can see the difference. So I'm here and I'm gonna hold control. Let's say I'm changing it, right? When I kind of do that, it's basically with the control in, out. Okay, I'm out, I'm inside. And the radius is going to give you a dimension from the center of the geometry or polygon or hexagon to the circle, which is going to be inside or outside, right? So this is going to be exactly what you have. And same thing over here as well. You can select, you can get the area. If you get the perimeter line, you can basically get the segments. You can change the radius over here. You can also hide stuff, just bring stuff back. This is going to be good for your actual modeling. Right here, when we basically click on this one, you can change the color of some of them real quick, so you can kind of adjust and do this thing and give them like a different area for top and bottom. So this is going to be the bottom of it. This is going to be the top. So I change the color over here for the top and bottom. I can select this one, this one for the bottom of this. I can, let's say, blue or anything that you want. So it's going to basically change the bottom of it to blue. I have the one gray and then this type of color. So you can kind of do all of stuff only using the entity info. You can kind of change everything to draw what you have. And then this one kind of talking about the shadows. If you want to receive a shadow or no, we have another video exactly talking about the shadows. You can kind of go over there and look at it. So two important items right here, the different ways that you can draw your model and kind of create a different shapes. And also you can get your quantity out of those shapes, which is going to be the circle and polygon. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.